welcome back to episode 3 of Stationeers. Picking up where I left off, which is, I believe the sun is just now coming up. Yes, it is. So, we need to get some mining going. And time is kind of of the essence here, because I think I'll be racing against a storm. Okay, got some juices in those. Suit has decent amount of space. We're doing okay there. And we're going to go ahead and flush out all
Temperature critical. Pressure critical. Oxygen
the things
critical.
I definitely need is definitely some gold. Some more iron. Maybe a handful of pieces of pink stuff, the volatiles, and some oxide as well. Again, I'm trying not to tear up the ground right in front of my home. I'm trying to make that be a little bit, well, try to keep things looking a little nice. Some silver. I mean, yeah, I may have to, obviously right now I am facing the ground. I mean, I can pick up a terrain manipulator down the road here and restore the ground to some form of beauty. Perfect. But it will be sealed up, and part of it is I'm going to be looking to use a little bit of automation, specifically the Amy robot. Although my luck with using Amy has been kind of wishy-washy. It doesn't quite perform as well as I expected it to be. Some of our more known creators out on the YouTube space, I've definitely watched their videos, and it seems like Amy does pretty well, but I go for it. I don't seem to have the same level of luck there.
Jetpack on.
Not sure. Maybe it's just because, I know like patch versions and things like that are slightly different, and that can play a role. That should be enough volatile. Got some, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of this silver here. I'm gonna need that for some out of the tier 1 alloys anyway, so. But yeah, I mean, some of the other folks that I've watched play Stationeers, seems like Amy does a lot better as a whole. And I just don't know if it is related to versions of the game. Yeah, I'm sure they were playing a somewhat earlier release. Not too far back, but it's definitely enough to make a little difference. So, I don't know. I mean, it's nothing,
Jetpack on.
It's just unfortunate that I run into those issues. I mean, mostly it comes down to issues with pathing and sometimes even just the commands and whatnot. I mean, one of the scripts I do use with Amy that seems to be most works the best, if you will, is the one that cows are evil with one of our friends in Australia that has a pretty good presence out there. He seems to be one of the few that has pretty decent grapple on aiming. Now, I'm using one of his scripts, but I don't know if it's been updated recently or not. I think the one I pulled probably is a dated one. Eventually, I probably should check out what items I have on the Steam Workshop as far as subscriptions and whatnot. So I know some of my mods that I was subscribed to are no longer compatible with the current release, and some of the mods I have pulled in, I actually have to reinstall the X or whatever you pronounce it, the framework that makes the mods work anyways. Ones like the
Jetpack on.
network printer, the network painter, infinite paint mod. I don't think that one requires X. Network paint mod definitely does. So yeah. Well, it is dark out. Here I am getting myself distracted. I am a little surprised I didn't get hit with the windstorms yet. Which, at this point, I'm okay. Not as worried. Battery life left, at least with my life support there.
Jetpack on.
Go ahead and kick off the jetpack. Probably overdoing it with the coal. I just want to get wanted to get one stack of coal for another steel run. This is probably here is going to be more of a really used for emergency coal generator, a solid generator, whatnot. Just as an emergency, my base batteries have depleted and I don't want to die, kind of thing. It's going to give me a little emergency power generator, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and make some rain here. Yep. And silicon's definitely important anyways, because I mean, this is, of course, my insulation, plastic materials, as I mentioned in my last episode. So I can't necessarily go wrong with that. Of course, again, with my speed is slow, most of the time. Still stuck to the old school tier 1 garbage tools, which I did pick up a little bit of materials I need more iron, copper, and then I need to start looking for nickel, which I mean I do recall seeing a couple swatches in some places. Where they are, that's to be a bit of a problem. Here I am, still standing in the freezing cold in the middle of the night. yet. Probably should grab a little bit. I know, just facing around right in front of my face, what I was saying I was not going to try to do. Uh-oh, there you are. Yeah. And actually, we can kind of see why I did my furnace the way I did, kind of in action. So what I'm going to do here, I mean, yes, it is freezing cold, but I don't want my batteries to drain as fast. But even though it's pulled in, this room is pulled into a vacuum, it's still going to drain. But again, not as bad. We're going to do volatiles first. 6 and 3, I think will be okay. Probably too hot, actually, to be honest, but there's some heat. Alright. So, actually, what I'm going to do is we're just going to go ahead and process the silicon first, because that has the higher melting point that needs to be handled. So, and I'll just have that pre-cracked open. Alright, some more silicon ingots. Go ahead and toss in the excess silver. Then the excess, well, I wouldn't say necessarily excess gold, but the first batch of gold. Alright. Now what I'm going to do here, you see I closed the furnace as far as allowing the ingots to come back, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's start our first batch of alloys. I mean, I guess you could technically consider steel a batch of alloys, but well, I mean, it is one. Alright, so what we got here? We got too high of pressure. So what I'm combining here, oh man, that's kind of what I was afraid of, was positioning on this. I mean, I can kind of, shoot, this is a, oh, wait, I kind of had it, there we go. I'm going to need to hook up a switch or something. But, anywho, what I'm trying to make here is electrum, which is 1-to-1 ratio, or 0.5, so.
Hunger caution.
But the kicker is, it's not so much the temperature, it just has to be hot enough, but it's the pressure. It is a much lower pressure to get that built out. So I do have a few moments here, although I probably should be ready. I am going to open this up and just take off my suit so that way I'm not wasting my oxygen tank. Although I could leave the switch on and just turn that to 0 instead of being finicky. And as I saw from the last episode, I kind of stuck just a single shootout, and it just comes right through here, so shoots right into the base. It's kind of nice. I don't have to go picking it up and that sort of thing, or worry about losing it from a storm or whatnot. Alright, temperature is rapidly dropping. I'm actually just going to let it drain out completely. There's the green light. Alright, we needed that for here. I'm going to toss this in here for now. And we're going to make our beacon. I don't need silver yet, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that into there. Any tier 1 tools I could use? No, can't use a mining backpack because that's too low. I mean, it's not too low. Oh, heavy end bar. Don't have lead. I need to get lead. Mining backpack might be useful for extra storage capacity. I'll go ahead and do that. So I am a little short on iron at this point. I mean, it could have converted to a space pack, which the space pack propulsion is a little bit faster and stronger than the basic jetpack. Not by much. Yeah, I think everything else I might have to wait till I get to tier 2. Well, I mean, I can pick that up. I'll need one of those. And we'll go ahead and start spitting that stuff out. One thing I didn't do, and I don't have enough temperature or pressure left, was to drain the, whatchamacallit, the gases from that. It's okay. I am going to grab one more battery here. It is going to have to be a larger battery because I don't have enough iron anymore, which is okay. I'm just going to put a small battery on that. How's my suit battery? 85%. Not bad. This is almost dead though, so I'm actually going to slap this in place for a moment. Shouldn't take very long. You can see it ticking up pretty quick.
Hydration critical.
And I'm going to throw that in here for a moment. Do I have any more juice left in there? Water? Yep. Let's finish that bottle off. I know I've been holding on to that for a bit. And you can see the mining backpack has a lot more room. So I can't take these ice packets out because it is higher than higher than 0 degrees Celsius in here. So all that ice will melt. Okay, that can keep going for now. Yeah, I'm gonna need to start planting soon. Which means I need to get those alloys done. Okay, it looks like it might be getting light soon, so I think we can actually start heading out. Let's kick this on. And what's nice about the beacon here, I have that tracker in here. Just roll my mouse and tracking beacon. So now I can go out to my heart's content and not worry, whoops, about getting lost. So long as that beacon stays powered up, which it's fairly power efficient now, so at least compared to the oh yeah, lights coming back up now. So whoops, at least compared to the station, the fixed station array one. So alright, so order of business. Mine a little of everything, but things that are most important to me today: nickel, lead, iron, and copper. That's copper there, but again, try not to deface the mountainside any more than I have to. And let's see if I can remember where I saw that. There's iron. Looking for more of the harder stuff first. That pinkish color. Gold. are all going to be useful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ignoring them necessarily. I will probably come after them eventually. Alright, what do we got over there? Iron. Iron. Ruh-roh. No bueno. Here I am running past this stuff. All this stuff I need anyways. That might be some over there. Alright, well, let's first. So copper, I'm gonna need at least 100. So 2 stacks at minimum. Iron, I'm gonna need about 6 stacks. Maybe 7. Fortunately with the iron though, at least you can see it's definitely ticking up fairly quickly, so I'm not
Jetpack on.
overly worried about it. Plus the ratios on the planets and whatnot. I think if I remember iron, or in this case moon, Europa is Jupiter. Or Saturn. I don't know. Oh no. Well, so much for that. Becoming forgetful of my right. Right? Yeah. Yeah, with everything going on, sometimes it's hard to keep track of things. Pets, house, people, work, stuff like that. I mean, yeah. Sometimes there's only so much storage I have free. Alright, so we do have at least 2 stacks of copper, so that is a win there. I am going to toss these ones in this pocket, so that way I kind of have a visual where I'm at. Actually, I probably should do 8 stacks or 9 stacks of iron. Probably should just get as much as I can, to be honest, because iron is still going to be really useful. Not even so much for the, I mean, obviously the alloys, but iron is the main component of your hydroponics trays, which that's for planting stuff.
Jetpack on.
And planting stuff needed for food and all that fun stuff. Alright, so we definitely are getting to the end of the day. Oh, good. Iron. I'm gonna, lead. Good. That's a good treat. So that's at least 8 stacks of iron. So that's good. Take that. Just need about 2.5 stacks at least of lead. But I'm also trying to process enough of this so I'm not too stuck on looking for stuff again. I mean, I will need some things again, but this will be a lot easier once I'm not using this basic drill. Now, if any of the devs are watching this by any chance, I think my suggestion here is you obviously have the different grills. There is the
Jetpack
basic
on.
grill that I have right now that I'm using electricity. Then there's the heavy mining grill, which, to be honest, it is so much better than any other grills. They're was a pneumatic, or yeah, it was a pneumatic darkness. I believe it is this way. Yep. That has made it into the game. The only time I've ever really seen it in use is if it came with somebody's starter packs, if you will. So the starting landers, if I took on a outside here, just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, the only time I've ever seen this being used on landers. I don't know if anybody I've ever watched or anything like that ever used it intentionally by, building it and make it a little bit more bold too. I'll get myself distracted. Yeah, I've never really seen anybody build it and start and use a canister and that sort of thing. And I think part of the problem is it's kind of expensive in the grand scheme of things. I mean, if you're comparing resource usage and time. Yeah, it's a little expensive. And what I mean by that is, so, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be completely wrong here. I mean, I can pull up the station detail right now. Nickel. Excellent. Perfect. Nickel and water. Oh, okay. Interesting mix. That's what I was looking for. So I need at least 5 stacks of these. At least 4. Well, technically 4. But 5 would be optimal. You know what? This is gonna bug me. Let's pause really quick here. Next little pause button. New map. P and U. No, real. We'll just P and EU. Haha, brilliant. Okay, so it is built from tier 1. So that must have, I don't know, maybe that changed. Maybe that, or maybe I just missed it. I don't know. But, 2,000 energy, which isn't that much per se. I mean, I guess the we're gonna say not the Mark II mining. Well, no. The basic drill. So I mean that's basically nothing. Hardly any energy. I mean that prints out pretty quick. All right, we're still paused. Iron and copper. But then the heavy, I mean, it's barely built faster. So the heavy drill that everybody goes after, barely any faster. I mean, steel solder compared to a little bit of yeah, I mean, not to mention you need to have a way of getting gas because so that means you need to build a
jetpack on
gas canister and fill that, which that in its own has to there's issues with getting getting gases for that. I don't know. To me, it's a lot more hassle more than anything. Because yeah, I mean, I have definitely used it on some of the starter pods. It's not bad for what it is. It's just I think there's some issues with balance that still kind of need to be considered there. I don't know. It just kind of something to think about as I'm again, I'm hoping this is going to be really the last day, per se, of me giving you tons of mining, as far as being a good
Jetpack
chunk of
on.
the episode. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will be mining from time to time here and there, but I may end up use the power of editing and magic and recordings here. I may just end up pausing it. But again, it all depends on what kind of feedback. Want to keep it in here? That's fine. No problem with that too. I mean, it certainly does give you more content as a whole, which, you know, can't go wrong with that. Alright, so what we got here? We are still we're a little shy of what I wanted. I'm
Jetpack
hoping,
on.
just need a couple little nuggets. That's because we are in storm. Well, so much for that, kiddos. We're walking back to the house in the snow. Alright, and it's gonna be a nice long walk. So remember, kids, this is these are the things that your parents told you about when you were growing up, about having to walk outside in the freezing cold, going to school, right? Uphill both ways, right? Yeah. In most cases, it's just a bunch of malarkey, hooey, or whatever. A little bit more of that. Probably regret putting it there, but that's our way back. Can't really jump, because if I do, I will be sent directions hard, it's gonna be hard to be flung back. I'll just kind of give you a better idea what it looks like out. Here's the actual flashlight. Yeah. That's that is straight up. That is straight up blizzards from the Midwest. Oh, that's nice. Forgive me. Just mathing off the top of my head, that's got to be around like what, something like that. I mean, it's maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, let's just pull the calculator and go for it. We'll worry about that later. Right now, let's get home. So that this ice here, that's water. So I will be using that to crush up and resupply some more drinking water. Until I get to a point where I can make my own water. I'm going to turn off my pursuit headlight because that goes again uses more power. And I am surprised we have not seen my base yet. Oh, there we go. Alright. Ooh. Oh, that's tough. Ooh. Really? So what I'm going to do here, since I'm already back at base, I'm not going to crack this open yet. We're going to go ahead and actually get some of this processed. Let me get some of the stuff pre-staged. These two will get combined. Although, actually, I do need to crack that open because I was going to get... I need a couple stacks of coal. Or a stack of coal. So I'm going to do one more steel bump, I think. Oh, look at that. Oh, man, I need to get the... this is why I want to get that other battery. Oh well, next time, y'all. Doing a little sorting here, just kind of doing a mental checklist to see what do I need for what. So we're gonna there. So that's for steel done. We're gonna do 2 stacks of that. Move this down here. Okay. The rest of this is going to pop up here for the moment. Okay. That blend needs to be super cold. I'm going to go ahead and shut that down to 0. And, alright, so I need to remember which way around this goes. So, Constantan, copper and nickel, with a fairly high temperature. Now, easy to achieve temperature. High pressure, so that's easy. Invar, I believe, is the more tricky one. Yeah, so you're a little bit more narrow, so you're looking at the 1.2 kilokelvins, and same with 1.5 kilokelvins, with the 18 to 20 megapascal range. So that is going to be a little bit more tricky. So what I end up doing usually is I end up going ahead and making this hot. Oh, son of a gun. I forgot about draining the air out of here. Luckily I had that going outbound instead, so that way I don't fill my base full of volatiles, or else, again, this gets bad news bears. So we're going to do... This is probably a little too much fuel. We'll find out. Alright, so it should be sitting inside the tank. Yep, no pressure, no anything in there. We'll have this staged. I'm just going to keep hitting ignite until it fires off, and I think that's firing off now. Alright. So, iron and nickel is the cheaper one. I meant the easier one, so let's do it's copper and nickel for the first. So we're going to close that. Here's those two. Pitch those in. Oh, look at those temperatures. Oh yeah, look at that. The heat and the pressure from all the gases that are coming off of that. Fantastic. That's going to be an easy one there. Blammo. And we're going to go ahead and do the invar portion next, which we're going to lose temperature fairly rapidly, but we're going to be increasing pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and start having the pressure drop sooner than later here. Actually, we're probably going to hit it like right together at the same time, huh? Hot dog. I think this is going to be really easy. Yep, there we go. All right, shut that down. All right. process and make a stack of steel. I need to check that last wind turbine eventually, because I'm pretty sure that the cable, if I recall, was still a light cable on there, so that probably blew. Probably. Alright, there's a batch of steel. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is finish off the iron. Now, these two are going to wait till near the end, because those will wait here near the end, because those are, that is a low temperature alloy. And if I slap that in, it's just going to come out as garbage. Alright, so there's those last two. And I'm just kind of keeping these as stacks, so... Now, hopefully, if there's any more volatiles left, this will be gobbled up by... Oh, yeah, look at that. That's... Ugh. Now, let's get those done. Alright, temperature's dropping on that, but that's okay. We'll let that keep going. I may end up doing is, and I can show you lead. That's the last one I'm looking for them, or solder. So that one is, you have to be at least 1 megapascal to basically infinity. But the temperature range is really narrow. Really narrow. So it gets a bit finicky on Europa. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut that off, let that sit. I could throw... Yeah, I'll throw a pile of oxide in there. See if that will bring the temperature down. Oh yeah. Bring the pressure up, but that's okay. There shouldn't be really any volatiles left in there. I'm going to go ahead and crack that open. We'll shut this down for the moment. Throw that in, da, 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 and let's go in. Yeah, I could do. Did I throw everything in from here? I think I did. I'm double check. Double check. Yep, nothing popping. Nothing popping there. Alright. I'm gonna throw the backpack down in here for the moment. I'm actually gonna throw this battery in here. Let that recharge. Let's take off my suit. Air out my stinky body. Atmo analyzer. We're gonna trade that up with this. I don't know if it will be able to penetrate through here. Oh, it kind of does. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have any more ignition. We don't have any more fuel in there, but there's definitely a trace amount of pollutants in there. Interesting. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I guess we're just going to wait patiently. Or actually, what I could do is finally kick this back on. Let that start raining. But I was going to reg up. Shut that down. What I was going to rig up was a vent, an active vent. And could have left that in, no, put that in there. So, ooh, I don't have much for Or iron, for that matter. Ugh. Maybe I should have dug more iron. I'm gonna throw this all in here. But I'm putting a logic chip. Wow. And what the logic chip is going to be used for is it's basically going to be used as like kind of a remote switch. I have this vent that I just built to be on the outside of the base, sucking inward. Oh yeah, I'm going to turn this on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slap. Oh, come on. There it is. It's not going to be in here for very long. It's really going to be here long enough for me to kind of use it, and then it's going to get torn out eventually here. Especially since if I want to set up like an automated airlock or something. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Ooh, I can't put it in there like that, so... Man, the light is coming. Alright, it's already gone. 1 or 2. I think it's leaving. Yep, it's leaving. Wow. Oh, that's right, because I had that storm. Okay, sure. What am I doing? Now, this is totally a waste of cables right now, the way I'm having it rigging up right now.
Power low.
Yes, I know, Miss Suit Lady. I could have actually just rigged it up against these cables here, but I don't want to do that quite yet. And I forgot about flushing my suit. Not the end of the world. I mean, there's not enough pollutants in my suit to make it dangerous, so... But when I decided to start cleaning that out... Alright, remember the switches are backwards here, so I'm saying if I hit this, it sets it to go outwards, but we want it to go inwards. Okay, no power yet, because I didn't hook it up, but there's a reason for that, because it's kind of a pain in the butt, because I don't have... I just want to have this thing on the board as being a possible choice. It gets a bit problematic when you have more than one of the same device on the same network and you didn't label them. So why? Oh, because that's not hooked up together. Oops. Alright, I'll try that again. This time we should have power on it. Yep. And we are at... Oh, shoot. By the time I got around doing that, look at that. I'm almost within the range. Ay. Well, there it is. Oh, well. I guess points for effort, right? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, man. I can't believe that. Alright, so there was a whole reason for that. All this rigmarole. That's so I can start building mods for these printers and such. The reason why that's important is because those give me access to the next tier of printers, which gives me better stuff. It allows me to print off the better stuff. Oh, that's network analyzed. We're going to put this tracker back in here. I mean, some of these items are tier 1 and are available right now. Some of them are. Some aren't. Alright, let's take this suit off here so we don't waste what little oxygen I have left. I'm going to have to get some more ice chunks, I think. We're going to crack that open. Close that off. And I'm actually going to throw that CO2 filter out. And I'm going to switch this around. And I'm going to leave this on for the moment on that slot. Because I don't know if I'm ready yet. Drain that off. And while I'm out here, I'm going to just go ahead and do some battery swappage. So I think I have enough materials for my wireless charging. That's right. Wireless charging. Makes life so much easier. Not having to swap batteries in and out. I'll toss that in here. So it does come at a little cost though, because it does tend to drain your power a little bit. Alright, we're at 60% here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of crack off, and I have to build the level 2 mod here first, so I can build the level 2 here. I'm going to build off all that I need right away, and then break this down. So I'm gonna, I don't know, kind of thinking of doing an underground kind of base. I don't know. And then turn this into like kind of like a kind of a foyer of type of sorts. I don't know. I'll think about it as I go along. So I am going to need like manufacturing and hydroponics and. Welcome to the game of Stationeers. It's going to be bright, shiny objects all day, every day. All right. See, it looks kind of bigger now. So I'm building the tool printer mod next. So my priority here is I'm going to try to get rid of this welding torch. Problem with the welding torch is, I mean, it's great, it's reliable, wonderful tool. It spills nasty, yucky gas into your environment when you're welding stuff. Plus, it makes the area hot. So, if you're trying to do some sort of kind of keep your environment stable, it can be a bit of a problem. Anyway. Close that up. Actually, I'm going to crack that open. So once this completes being built, it'll start pooping out all the ingots. Excuse me. I'm swallowing my own spit. That's not good. We are almost running out of time too. So with that, I think we're actually getting to the point where I can actually start doing some occasional skipping, if you will. Waiting for paint to dry type of things like this. Probably can be skipped. Waiting for the sun to come up. Probably could be skipped. Alright, there's the level 2. I'm just going to start slapping this stuff. So a couple things that get immediately upgraded.
Hydration critical.
Alright, I know, Suli. Shut that down for the moment. munch, and then good old sip on the water bottle, and that's another one that's empty. So first things first is going to be the heavy drill, and you'll see the difference on how fast this is. I mean, by all means, is the pneumatic drill. I mean, at a full charge, I recall, like when you have a fully charged tank, it does perform just as good as this heavy miner. Problem is it drains a lot faster. Yeah, you can see a few more items here on the list. Why upgrading is important: the hard suits, the harm suits, which is meant for really hazardous environments. Okay. Oh, it's gonna get the upgraded. Well, I don't say upgraded, but we do want to get an arc welder. So use batteries for that. Also, do a bigger belt, bigger mining belt. You say, yeah, I already have a bigger backpack. And you'd be right. But I like getting a bigger belt because it just makes life a little bit easier. Same with the tool belt. Alright, we're going to crack those off. What I'm going to do is what do I need here? Whoops. Go ahead and upgrade the other printers here too. Helps if I position my fingers in the right spot. Alright, so we're going to pipe bender and then auto load. So while that's going on, we can do a little sorting. This particular handheld tablet will go in with my mining belt. Kind of be part of my permanently attached tools, if you will. That go together. Actually, what I'm going to do, moving this stuff into my main backpack. What I'm going to do here is take this and throw this here. I'm not sure if it makes any difference or not, but at least I know for sure if you have the fuel canister taken out of the torch, it will subject it to the temperatures in your environment. Which, where I'm at right now, not a big deal. Doesn't matter. We're not in the point of where it could be ignited. But let's say I was playing on one of the other planets like Vulcan or Venus, and that gets too hot, it will explode, and that's something I don't want to have happen. Now, I'm not sure if it's sitting inside of the tool belt, if it is affected by the same stresses of the environment. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Alright. There's that. So, I mean, if anybody remembers, let me know. I mean, that'd be great to reference. I'm just kind of reminding myself. If not, it's all good. So, what I'm doing here is just kind of doing some more organizing. You keep this on hand. Put my tool belt here. Keep the tape on hand. I don't think you can actually put these in here. One thing I am a little surprised about, you can't put rogue players in tool slot. But I don't know, to me it might make sense if you should. No big deal. Alright, we're almost done there. There's sunlight again. I think I'm gonna... No, it looks like it might have just cracked off. You can barely see the outline of Jupiter, and that's what it was. It was Jupiter. Alright, this is empty, I think. We'll go ahead and shut that down. External vent is off. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff my face with another cereal bar. And I think once this is done, I have this upgraded. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and call it an episode here. Again, not a lot going on this run. It's more just some upgrade. I'll need to check that cable on the wind turbine, and I also need to start building myself some wireless batteries. A little bit more power would be nice. A lot more power, but I also need to go mining for more iron, because that dismal amount is not going to get me anywhere. And tools are upgraded, but again, need batteries. And let's see, did I stuff the battery in here? No, I did not. I'm going to put a big battery in, because those are going to drain fairly quick. Trying to make this somewhat easier for me to be ready for the next episode. I'm gonna set that down here, and we're gonna go whole ham on mining and getting stuff picked up. Uh-oh, where's my... right there. Whoop. I'm gonna put that in my inventory. Battery. Ooh, that battery needs to be charged. Good thing I checked before doing so. Now, I am a little... yeah, I'm in the okay area, but not a super fan of how much I have left for battery. So, I'll need to get some more oxide as well. Well, I do have a little bit on hand. I could reset up the ice crusher and kind of have that together for refilling my oxygen tank, or my breathing tank, I want to say that, but I don't know. Alright, well, that's good enough for there. We'll set that there. I'll put my stuff there, and I think this is going to do it. So, thank you for everyone tuning in. Until next time, hope you all have a great rest of your day.